Hey everyone, it's Jen with Timeline Tarot. On August 25th, Venus will officially enter Leo. So today we're going to take a look at the message that Venus in Leo has for you. I'm going to begin with Aries, work my way around the zodiac wheel here, ending at Pisces. Timestamps, as always, will be in the description box. I've set the intention of this reading to be for your sun, moon, rising, as well as your Venus placements. So be sure to look at all of them, especially your Venus placement. If you're not sure what that is or what your placements are, also in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Take a look at that site and then just come back here and click on the timestamp for the respective placement or placements that you wish to view. Also, keep in mind, this is a collective general reading. That means it's not individualized nor personalized to you, and therefore messages may come through today that don't fully resonate. And if that happens, don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else of your sign or your sign's placement. So just take what fits, how it fits, and leave what doesn't. And with all that said now, let's begin. Hello, Aries. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. You have patience. Beautiful things take time. Let yourself grow stronger in the waiting. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Aries. Sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about patience? One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out we have is the King of Wands, followed by the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck we have Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Wands. I feel like I've tapped into a group of you that you really embody the energy of being a cardinal fire sign. You're always on the go, go, go. And something has occurred here for you recently. Now, it could be financial lack, it could be a health issue, it could be some type of power play working out, like within the dynamic of a connection, whether that's professional, personal, or romantic. Whatever it was, it has set you back. And so I feel like you're not able to move forward in a particular direction. It's almost like you know where you want to be or who you want to be or where you want to be. But there's this feeling of like, I can't do it right now. And so the message here for you with Venus in Leo is saying you can nurture this dream, this goal that you have, this new path you want to move forward. But instead of taking that inspired cardinal fire energy that you usually embody and just launch into the new or launch into that new direction, there's something here about having patience. And that's why your King of Wands, which you are, whether you're masculine or feminine, was immediately followed by the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. So in Virgo season, I know it's Venus and Leo, but it's happening during Virgo season. This is a time to take like a timeout, a pause, to kind of like map or plan your way towards this goal, dream, wish, desire that you have. There's something here about learning patience. I know that you're used to getting what you want like yesterday, but this is saying it'll come to you in time. Maybe you have encountered a setback here or a delay. And again, I don't know what that has been for you, a health issue, financial, emotional. Again, I kind of feel for some of you, maybe it's like the ending of a connection in your life. Whatever it has been, the delay is there for a reason. And I think why it's there for a reason is because you really need to carefully craft your entrance into the new instead of just kind of like shooting for the hip and going forward. I feel like I've tapped into a group of you where in the past, that's what you normally did. It's like, okay, I'm just going to instantly pivot. And I feel like this is kind of telling you it's time to level up a bit instead of just instantly pivoting and going in the other direction or an alternate direction. This is saying, no, let's plan this out very carefully. So it's like you're learning to do things differently. Tell me about this Hermit energy here. Tell me about, and I feel like this decision is a big one. That's maybe why you can't shoot from the hip like you used to, figuratively speaking, like just, you know, quit the job. And this is, I feel like there's more responsibility or there's more weight on you, or this is just a pretty significant decision. And that's why it's telling you that like the patience, the time here is needed. Tell me more about that Hermit energy. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. There you go, the discovery, the star. So that wish that you want, the dream, the plan, the goal, the reason for the timeout, the reason why not that you can't, but that you shouldn't jump on it right away, is because you need to discover more information. So it's not telling you to lose sight of what this star is. Again, the wish, the dream, the goal, the life path, etc., etc. But it's like you need to plan better. You need to plan for victory. You need to plan for success. And you kind of need to enjoy this time of planning. There's something here about this being a pretty significant life change for you, and you really need to enjoy it because now you get to create this next chapter. Tell me about that Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? I also feel like if you make this move too quickly, you might regret it. And maybe you won't regret making the move, but you'll regret making it as quickly as you normally would have made some decisions in the past. So there's definitely something here about being a little bit more grounded and rooted. Tell me about that Five of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Five of Pentacles, Fool, the new beginning, Four of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. See, I feel like you would sabotage the new beginning. You'll get there, but you might not be very pleased or proud of yourself for the way that you got there. Again, it's not telling you to give up on the star card, but it's telling you that if you rush the new beginning, if you don't plan it accordingly, you actually could be sabotaging your happiness. Not once you get there, but the journey from here to there. I hope that's making sense for someone. Let's get you 3 cards of advice on that Four of Wands, although I don't think you need it because I think you're already practicing patience. Tell me more about that. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Advice for your Four of Wands, the Empress, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Swords. See the page energy, the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. This is like acquiring the information, and then this is moving towards it. So once you acquire the information, once you create the plan and the pathway, and you're being very Virgo-esque about it, right? Very high vibe Virgo, strategy and calendar dates, and this is everything I need to do, kind of like a step-by-step process. Once you do that, then you can step into the role of the Emperor, Empress of your life and move forward with all of this newfound wisdom or research or information. So the Four of Wands is there for you. This isn't telling you, again, that when you get there, you won't be happy with it. It's just a journey from here to there would be less enjoyable if you rushed it. It's almost like you would be sabotaging the journey, and there's no reason to sabotage the journey. Instead, glean some information so you can make that Four of Wands even better than what you're currently imagining that it will be. That's what I have for you, my dear. A little bit of patience at this time for the Aries collective will get you exactly where you need to be, and it will make the ride there, the chariot, a hell of a lot more enjoyable for you. That's what I have for you, Aries. That is your Venus in Leo message. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Taurus. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. And this should be pretty spectacular for you, Taurus, because Venus is your ruling planet. So what do we have for you? Rooted in courage. Find strength in challenges like deep roots standing firm in the storm. So some of you are in the midst of a storm. Could be financial storm, could be an emotional storm, could literally be like uprooting yourself or contemplating doing that in order to travel or relocate. This is saying stay calm. Stay calm in this storm. What follows it is a rainbow. You're on the right path, even though it might feel a little difficult or a little challenging at this time. Tell me more about this for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about courage? One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, Taurus, we have the Page of Wands, followed by the Nine of Wands, the Magician, and the Five of Swords. Here's the storm, right? We have Queen of Cups, we have the Strength card, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. That's the end goal. I got to take this, the new beginning. So that's the end goal, right? The Ten of Pentacles, whatever that is for you. Long-term success and stability in a financial endeavor, your health and well-being, maybe in love and romance, could be in the place of where you live, like any situation, environment, or connection. The end goal is I want to be happy on this new path, right? I want it to be successful. However, it's going to take some courage to get there because it's not easy. I feel like you know what you want. You've been discovering it. You're quite wounded. So I feel like where you're at is not where you want to be. It's been challenging. You're not giving up in the sense that I'm giving up on life, right? No, the feeling is I'm giving up on things that are no longer nurturing to me, no longer make me feel good. I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over again. I want to manifest something new. So I feel like you have your eye on the prize here, the goal, the plan, the wish, the dream, but you know that it will come with confrontation. There'll be at least one other person who won't like the decision here that you're making. The boss won't like when you give your notice, right? The partner won't be happy when you tell them that you don't want the connection anymore. The friend won't be happy when you disengage from them. There's at least one other person here that you already inherently know is not going to like this next chapter or the direction that you're going in. And this is telling you to be rooted in courage. This is where you're meant to be. And if you have to battle your way through that Five of Swords, that's what you need to do at this time. Tell me about that Page of Wands. What is Taurus discovering? What is Taurus discovering at this time? Page of Wands. That is a minor arcana card to the Fool card. So I don't think you're that far off from the new beginning here, whatever this is for you. Tell me more here, please, Anne. Thank you. Page of Wands, clarified by Six of Wands. Whoa, Seven of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's this burning desire here within a group of Taurians that I have tapped into. You want victory and success. You want options. You basically want your dream to become a reality, right? Because the Seven of Cups is Neptune and Pisces. So these are daydreams and fantasies and goals and wishes and plans. And you see that as leading you towards abundance and happiness. Whatever this is, it's not just rooted in fantasy, right? It's rooted in, I know in that Page of Wands, I have what it takes to make it happen. So I think right now you're just kind of gleaning the information on how you can take these dreams and these fantasies to some extent and make them a reality. Because Taurus, if there's any sign in the zodiac that's rooted in reality, it's you. It's nice to fantasize and dream. It's also very practical of you to create the plan to make it a reality. And that's what you're doing here. I feel like you're giving up on something or someone or a pattern or just a thought process in your life. It just no longer serves you. And I feel like you're realizing your time here is better suited elsewhere, would be more valued elsewhere. I think you want to make better use of your time. And better use of your time is making your dream come true, as opposed to being another cog in the machine, right? That makes someone else's dream come true. Tell me more about that Nine of Wands here for Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thanks. The Death card, putting an end to that. Six of Cups and the Tower. Whoa. I don't think you're doing it all this week, but I think you're figuring all of this out within Virgo season, because that's primarily when Venus will be in Leo. And Venus is your ruling planet. You're desiring to move towards people, places, and things that you love, putting an end to the old way of showing up in the world, old connections, an old life path. You're literally like blowing it up. It's not being done to you. You're doing it yourself. You're seeing things very clearly. The Magician to the Five of Swords. So you're manifesting this new beginning. So now you figured out what you want over the course of the next 30 days or so. I think Venus is only until about the 19th. So over the course of the next 4 weeks or so, it looks like you're creating a strategy on how to get to that, perfect that, kind of finalize that plan. But you also know that it might come with some controversy. Tell me about that Five of Swords. Tell me about that Five of Swords. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Temperance, Ace of Pentacles, and the Devil. Yeah. There's that Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. If you see my readings before, I always say this combination is my least favorite combination in tarot. The only thing that makes this worse is to have the third card be the Magician card, which we have here, but I feel like that's just your manifestation. Like now you figured out what you wanted, and you're not only hoping and asking for it, but you're taking all four aces and you're working towards making it happen. This is clarifying who doesn't want you to move forward. The job doesn't want you to leave. The friend, the family member, the neighbors, the community, the partner, the spouse. They don't want you moving forward. I would expect a little bit of blowback from this person, because all aces in tarot are opportunities. So your opportunity here, the Ace of Pentacles, you know it'll reap for you the Ten of Pentacles. You already know it, and you're being very smart and calculating on how you plan this out. But you have someone here, they don't want you to move towards this. They don't want you to be happy without them. They might feel like it doesn't align to who you are. You might be a bit rebellious here, actually looking at this, because as a fixed earth sign, you're very hard to move, right? You're usually, when you get rooted in something and you get a little low vibrational, no offense, we all tend to do that. You can get a bit stubborn. And it's like, nope, I'm not leaving this job, even though I come to work every day and every day there's a new cubicle here that's empty, but nope, I'm going to keep my head down, keep doing my work. I'm going to pretend that the company is not closing up around me. That would be a very low vibe Taurus, right? Very stubborn. I'm just going to pretend nothing's happening. This is a courageous Taurus. This is, I'm coming to work every day. I'm noticing another cubicle is out. Going to find another job. When you give your notice, the job might not like that you're leaving. They might have needed you until the very end, but you're like, I'm not going to take the chance on you. I already see what you're doing around me, right? I already see the toxicity. I already see the pattern. And I'm not going to wait for my day to come in where I walk in here and you tell me I don't have a job. The writing's already on the wall. I'm not going to ignore it. So I've tapped into a group of you. You're not ignoring the writing on the wall, and you are crafting a plan out before you're pushed out, before you're fired. You know what I mean? This is the Taurus that knows that the lease is up in a couple of months on their apartment, and they're not going to take a gamble on an inconsistent landlord to see if they will or won't renew the lease. It's like, you know what? I don't want to live in that level of inconsistency. I want to know where I live is where I live. When I'm rooted, I want to be rooted in safety and security. And dealing with the landlord, just an example, who's, you know, unstable, isn't very safe and secure, especially for a Taurus. So in that respect, you would be looking for another place to live. But you have one person here, and that's the truth. You're going to have to prepare for this battle. Tell me more about this person or advice for Taurus. What does Taurus need to know about confronting this person or these people? Could be up to 7 people here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, 6 of Swords, move on from them. Emperor, take control of your life, 10 of Cups. Go towards your happiness, your 10 of Cups and your 10 of Pentacles and your wish fulfillment. And who cares what a toxic person or toxic people say about it? I've tapped into a group of you. You're standing firm in the storm, or you will be, the storm of these people, and saying, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to be bold and I'm going to do it anyway. Bravo to you. That is your Venus and Leo message. You're taking the inspired action of Leo to move in a direction that your heart, Venus, is calling you towards. And people who don't like it, that's fine. You're not asking them to come along for the ride anyway. That seems to be the general feeling here for the Taurian collective. So bravo to you. Been a long time coming, Taurus. You deserve this. That's what I have for you, my dear. If you like that message, it resonates for you or with you, you want to claim all or part of it, or maybe just gave you a little bit of a help or hope, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Gemini Twin Gang. Let's see what Venus and Leo message we have. We have awakening. Realize your growth and changes and embrace the awakening. Okay. Spiritual awakening here. That's very much giving me that butterflies, like scorpionic energy, right? It's like the death card in tarot. You're transforming, you're changing. You're transforming and changing. Maybe leaving a cocoon, and that could be a mindset, a pattern, a situation, environment, or connection where it was essential for you to exist within it, or to believe that way, right? To believe that, you know, that belief or whatever this has been for you, it was essential to your growth, but now it's time for you to kind of break out of that cocoon. Tell me more about the awakening here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Why is this their Venus and Leo message? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Fool. There's your whole new beginning. The Fool, followed by the 8 of Wands, coming in quick. 4 of Swords over the course of the next 4 weeks. 9 of Pentacles. And consequently, I believe it's until September 19th that Venus is in Leo. So there's your 4 weeks. Over the course of the next 4 weeks, 8 of Cups means you're moving towards your 9 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. I'm going to clarify that 2 of Wands because I feel like when you get there, you might stumble a little bit. So let's start to clarify. You have a new beginning here. This is a spiritual awakening that sets your life on a new path, on a new course. Tell me about the Fool card here. Tell me about this new beginning here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Fool card, clarified by the 2 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles. This new beginning, I have 2 messages here. I mean, for some of you, you're moving in a more balanced way. This is feminine and masculine energy. Earth energy being feminine and the fire energy of the King of Wands being masculine. And then we have the 2 of Cups. So I've tapped into a group of you where over the course of the next 4 weeks, you will feel your feminine and masculine energies within you more balanced, more aligned. And so you'll be able to make better decisions for yourself moving forward because you're not coming from the, you know, typical 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, where we get a little monkey mind or a little mashed potato mind sometimes. Don't be offended. I'm a Gemini sun, and I know that happens to us. But this is feeling very balanced and very much in alignment with you, with your path, with your life path, and moving towards happiness. For others of you, this is a love partner here that you're coming together with. This is a very grounded relationship. Now, for some of you, it's currently in your life. For others of you, it will be new. It'll be a new person you meet over the course of the next 4 weeks. So take that message how it resonates to you. But there's fire and there's passion, but there's also longevity to it. It's a very grounded partnership. It comes in quick, whatever this is, whether it's you being better aligned or you and your partner finally being on the same page aligned, or you meeting a new person who's a better vibrational match for you. Either way, it's coming in quick. 8 of Wands. Tell me about that 8 of Wands here for Gemini. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the 4 of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the World card. Look, we have a match here. King to the Queen of Wands. There was a lesson here that you learned, and you've learned it. I typically look at the World card, now not in this deck, but in the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. The World card usually depicts the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. And typically what I say with the World card, and I'll explain it for those of you who don't live in the United States, typically we attend 4 years of high school here in the United States, usually from like 14 to 18 years old on average. When we complete, and that's how I look at the World card, I look at this like high school. When we complete all those lessons, we complete the 4 years, our time in high school comes to an end, typically with some type of ceremonial graduation ceremony or celebration, something to that effect. And after that, multiple pathways open up for us. Some people choose to go to college, others go to trade schools, some decide to go to work or maybe stay at the job that they had during their high school years. Others want some time off to figure out who they are and what they want for their future. But the point is, the school is over, right? The 4 years have concluded, and now you have the world basically ahead of you, right? You can go in any direction. You could choose, because you have the divine gift of free will, to do those 4 years all over again. Frankly, in 52 years on this planet, I have not known one person to say, I want to do high school all over again, regardless if you ended up being valedictorian and, you know, had an amazing 4 years. Most people, 99.9%, do not want to relive their high school years, especially on graduation day. If you tell them come September or August, depending on where you live in the country, you get to do it again, most people say, no, thank you. But as an adult, you have the divine gift of free will. You can do those 4 years again. However, if you do them again, you wouldn't be gleaning any new information, right? You don't suddenly go through another 4 years of high school and then you graduate with a master's or a doctorate or an associate's degree. You don't learn any more than the lessons that were taught in the prior 4 years. So you've learned the lessons. That's what this is telling me. You've learned the lessons. You've had the spiritual awakening. What that is different for all of you. Self-worth. Maybe you learned to speak up. Maybe you learned about healthy boundaries. Maybe you learned how to become more financially independent. Whatever it has been for you, the 3D lesson and the 5D lesson are now aligned, and that chapter of your life is complete. You get to show up in the world differently. Of course, it's your choice, but it looks like over the course of the next 4 weeks, that's what you're doing. You're showing up differently. Very balanced masculine and feminine energy. Some of you are doing it alone by choice, and that's okay. Some are doing it with your existing partner, and others of you, if you're single, you're meeting a new person. Tell me about the 4 weeks. This is very pivotal over the course of the next 4 weeks, that you take your time. Don't rush into the new beginning, I'm being told. Plan it out. Very Virgo-esque. That's our cousin sign of Virgo, also ruled by Mercury, and we're now in Virgo season. So there's something here about really taking your time to plan the next chapter. You're a lot smarter this time around than you were last time. I'm going to take a look at these, but I'm going to put them back. Queen of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, 6 of Cups, Hierophant, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, and the Emperor. Technically, I should leave these out, but I won't. We'll see if they come back out again. But that's seeing things very clearly. That's planning for a future. That's spiritual ascension. And it is a whole new chapter now in your life. It's also Jupiterian energy there with the Wheel of Fortune, which is good luck. So let me get 3 cards on this 4 of Swords here, please, for Gemini. Nice messages there. One more shuffle here. Thank you. So plan it out. 7 of Pentacles. Take your time. Plan it out. 2 of Swords. You don't have to make any big abrupt life changes today or tomorrow. 4 of Cups. You don't have to say yes to everything. I think that was the problem with some of you. And I'm a Gemini sun. Don't be offended. Sometimes we jumped on every opportunity in the past that looked good or sounded good or made us feel good in the moment. And this is now saying pause. And that was probably one of the things that you had to learn, was pausing before reacting, pausing before speaking, pausing so you don't react from an emotionally erratic place, or from pain or hurt or trauma or wounds of abandonment from the past. For others of you, you learn not to jump at every opportunity that sounded good. You've learned to take your time now. Now you'll do more investigation, right? More research into something. So whatever this wound has been for you, you've learned it, you've completed it, and over the course of the next 4 weeks, it's important for you to take those lessons now and apply them to your next chapter, because it's here. Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles. This is looking good, smelling good, feeling good, financial independence, emotional independence. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Nine of Pentacles, clarified by Ace of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Devil. I feel like you're going to be tested. Obviously, right? Throughout the course of life, we are continually tested. Remember when I said here in that Four of Cups about not jumping at the first thing that looks good or feels good or sounds good or something like that? I think you're going to be tested. You have 2 tests coming up over the course of the next 4 weeks. Okay. The first test will be something or someone, situation, environment, or connection. It sounds a little too good to be true. In the past, you might have been very quick to jump on it because you just wanted something to soothe you or make you feel good in the moment because you were coming from a hurt place, a place of maybe, you know, in the past feeling neglected, abandoned, not good enough. And so the moment someone showed you attention, even if it was negative attention, you would jump on it. So that's number one. So you've got a key lesson here over the course of the next 4 weeks. And it's just a divine trying to make sure you understood that lesson, right? You don't need to go to summer school. You don't need to repeat those 4 years. You have a secondary message here. So the second test here that some of you are getting is something's going to occur that's going to trip you up. Remember, I felt that with the Two of Wands. I said there might be a little trip up. We're going to look into that. Something here might trip you up. And again, it's to see how evolved you are. So I'll give you an example. Let's say in the past, I spoke to a Gemini that because of your feelings of abandonment or neglect, right, whatever emotional traumas you had tied into that, you might have been quick to react from a very emotionally wounded place in the past. Something could come up. It looks like it will come up over the course of the next 4 weeks. It's going to test your resolve to stay grounded, to not react from that emotionally wounded place. Again, it's just a secondary test to see how far you have come and how much did you actually learn from those quote unquote 4 years of high school. So you have 2 lessons coming. You have an opportunity coming. There's a need here for you to not jump on it because it makes you feel good in the moment. So there's a need to say, that's a red flag. That's something the old Gemini would have fell for, but I'm not. I'm now awakened. I'm not going to fall for that. I'm going to get more information, right? I'm not a hard no on it, but it's coming like from a more grounded approach. And then that second thing is there's something here transpiring possibly between you and another individual. It might trigger a wound for you. It's just a divine trying to test you to see, do you catch yourself ahead of time so you don't repeat a negative pattern and be reactionary from a place of woundedness. Two of Wands. I'm going to clarify that Two of Wands for you anyway, but I feel like we cleared it up right there. 3 cards on that Two of Wands here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Yeah, the Lovers, the Empress, and the Ace of Wands. I think you've learned it. I think you've learned it. I think you pass it. Like if this was the test, this is you passing it. Making the choice to approach whatever this is from a very grounded place, a very level-headed place, a very Empress place. The Empress or Emperor embodies the best qualities of all 4 queens or all 4 kings. And I think you're going to make the right decision here, whether it comes to how you react to something or getting more information before jumping at whatever this cup here that is being given to you, right? The Ace of Cups here, where in the past you would have like jumped to it because it made you feel good in the moment. I don't think you're jumping to it. This is a very level-headed, grounded approach. Notice we have no swords. And so I think the biggest lesson here for you in this awakening was to maybe use your intuition or follow your heart a little bit more instead of getting caught up in the mind about all the negative what ifs or reacting from a place of wounded trauma that maybe you have been cycling over and over again in your mind, like 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords type of thing, or it's just been living rent-free in your subconscious. We don't have any swords here on the table, and I think that's what that appears anyway to be what you have healed. So great awakening coming in for the Gemini collective, making more rational decisions based on their intuition and based on their heart, and not based so much on the traumas of the past. Remember, you have 2 tests coming up over the course of the next 4 weeks. Have faith in yourself. Source does. We took a little sneak peek there energetically, and it looks like you're passing both of them. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. Congratulations. You have graduated. If you like that message, it resonated for you, you want to claim all or part of it, maybe just found it to be helpful or a little hopeful, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Cancer. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. You have flow. Move freely like water. Interesting, right? You're a water sign. Move freely like water. Stay flexible and embrace the newness in every moment. Okay. Tell me more about flow here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Why is this their Venus in Leo message? For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Why is flow their message? One more shuffle. Thank you. First card out, my dear, the Ten of Swords, followed by the High Priestess, the Chariot, and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Talk about being in the flow. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Devil. I'm going to take this also, Temperance, because I feel like that's what you healed or what you're in the process of healing. So you've had a hard ending in your life in that Ten of Swords, right? Situation, environment, connection has come to an end. And you're now utilizing your intuition to move forward towards happiness. Whatever this has been for you that has closed out, I feel like it taught you a valuable lesson about the Ten of Cups. I'm getting the feeling here like you thought at the time that was the Ten of Cups. Now that it's closed out, you're realizing that it wasn't. Tell me more about that Ten of Swords. And if you haven't had that realization yet, I feel like you will have that realization over the course of the next 4 weeks or so. Venus will be in Leo, I believe, until September 19th. So over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks, that seems to be your realization here. Tell me more about that Ten of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ten of Swords is clarified by the Four of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Six of Swords, Ace of Cups, and, yeah, the Tower. So something here was revealed to you with the Moon card, that situation, environment, or connection, as much as you wanted it to be, Knight of Cups, Six of Cups, Four of Wands, you wanted victory and success and celebration and happiness with whomever, whatever this is, you're realizing, or again, you will be realizing over the course of the next 4 weeks, that ending, actually, whatever that was, wasn't your Ten of Cups, but it now puts you on path for your Ten of Cups. That's the aha, epiphany moment here for the Cancerian collective. Tell me more about the Chariot here for Cancer. This is more or less like having an awakening over the course of the next 4 weeks. Like, oh, that really wasn't my happiness. I would have been settling for that job, for that friend, for that situation, for that person. You wanted them to be the Four of Wands, Six of Cups, Knight of Cups. You're realizing they weren't anything close to that. Tell me about this Chariot. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Chariot is being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I think what you're realizing is that had you stayed in that situation, environment, or connection, you actually would have been sabotaging your progress forward towards true happiness and true abundance. Ten of Cups. Tell me about the Ten of Cups now in Cancer's future. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ten of Cups clarified by Judgment, the Ten of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit. I think what you're realizing here is that situations, environments, or connections that feel good in the moment, and you're very quick to kind of like a fool's rush in, move towards them without doing research, without looking at the red flags, without taking the time to get to know the person or to get more details on the job. I think that was a very valuable, albeit hard lesson here that you've learned. So I think moving forward, the Judgment call is, if I'm engaging with someone or, something, whatever it is, again, situation, environment, or connection, and I feel intuitively that in any way this would cause a burden or a hardship in my life, I'm going to do a hard pause on it, not Four of Pentacles, until I can obtain more information. Because now that hard ending has given you better perspective on what happiness and abundance truly is, you're going to be way more cautious moving forward. So you'll be going with the flow, but more in the flow of what you intuitively feel is best for you, and not coming from a heart space. Not, oh, this sounds too good to be true, so I'm just going to do it without getting any information. This is, if at any moment I feel like it's a detriment to my happiness, or it won't add to my happiness, or it will detract from my happiness in some way, I make the judgment call to make a full stop. Seven of Cups and the Three of Cups. This is moving cautiously now towards new options, new opportunities, And whenever something looks good, smells good, feels good, sounds too good to be true, there's that pause. We're not rushing into it. Temperance is Sagittarius energy, but it's quiet fire. It's not full throttle Sagittarius energy. It's, wait a minute, this might disturb my happiness. It might disturb my peace. It might detract from the progress that I've made. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic about it and get more information until instead of just rushing head first, like maybe in the past you have done. So it's going in the flow now with your intuition. Tell me more about that Temperance to the Devil card here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Four Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. I can't tell you how much I love this for you. The lesson that you learned here was a hard effing lesson, probably at the hands of someone you really trusted, admired, loved, or respected at some point in the past. But that lesson now has taught you to value happiness and the long-term success of happiness a lot differently. You're trusting your intuition now moving forward. So again, anything that enters your life, situation, environment, or connection, there's that Four Swords, that pause. I'm not going full throttle on this new opportunity. I'm going to take the time, Seven of Pentacles, to learn more about it. If it adds to my happiness, I'm all in. If I feel it detracts or it's showing any of the red flags that I maybe missed or overlooked in the past, I'm a hard no to it. You are stepping into Empress energy here, Page of Pentacles and the Star card. This is, I need to obtain more information before making a decision, because the last time I made a decision without getting all the facts, right? The Two of Swords in this deck is like, I can't see, but I'm going to kind of do it anyway. No more making the decisions sort of like shooting from the hip by whatever feels good or the words that someone is telling us. I feel like, and I'm not saying from here on out your life's going to be rainbows and unicorns and, you know, all of that stuff, but this is definitely the energy of like, I'm going to be way more prudent with my time and with my love and with my resources when it comes to building the life that I want. It's almost like this had to break your heart in order to fix your vision. You now have a better idea of happiness and wish fulfillment and what that looks like or what that should look like. And so instead of jumping headfirst into any new thing now that crosses your path, you're going to Page of Pentacles, pause, and do your homework on it. So I like this for you over the course of the next 4 weeks. It looks like you're healing the wound within the Cancerian collective. And, you know, instead of jumping into something, connection, situation, or environment because it feels good, it's more of, what's my intuition telling me? Does it benefit me? Will it benefit me? So yeah, like water, you're going with the flow from here on out. But over the course of the next 4 weeks, it's the aha epiphany moment. I'm no longer going to do what feels good. I'm going to do what I know, what I really know deep in my gut, tapping into my intuition, what is best for me moving forward. Hard lesson here for the Cancerian collective, but you've learned it, and over the course of the next 4 weeks, you will be perfecting it. That's what I have for you, Cancer, at this time. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Leo. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. Venus will be in your sign from August 25th, I believe, till September 19th. You have step by step, follow the natural pace and gradually achieve your goals. Tapping a little bit into some earth energy there. Tell me more about this here for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Why is step by step their Venus in Leo message? Very Virgo-esque energy here. Some of you might have some high Virgo placements in your chart. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. First card out, the Hermit. Talk about Virgo. That's exactly what I was feeling. Four of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Swords. You have a new cycle here beginning in your life. You're nervous. There are a lot of doubts, fears, and insecurities about it. We have the Lovers, we have the Sun, and we have the Emperor. It's really difficult to decide, right, when we have something closing out in our life and now we have all of these new pathways and choices and options. Sometimes it's difficult to know which road leads to Rome, right? Which road leads to happiness. This is telling you step by step. There's no need here for you to rush. You've had a significant chapter in your life close out, or you're in the process of it closing out. There's no need to rush the next chapter. Instead, plan it out. Take the course of the next 4 weeks to figure out what direction you want to go in. And this could be in career and finance, love and romance. Maybe you're healing an old wound within yours, some kind of trauma that you've been carrying for a long time. Whatever it is, the new beginning is here. You don't need to fret and worry over it. Instead, use the next 4 weeks. Instead of worrying about it, plan it. Plan the next chapter for yourself. Tell me about that Hermit energy for Leo. Tell me about that Hermit energy. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hermit energy is clarified by the Seven of Cups, all the new options and choices, King of Swords and the Eight of Swords. See, there's no reason here to get an 8 swords plus the sword that the king holds is 9 swords. There's no reason here to get all caught up with, oh my God, what happens next? What do I do next? Who do I date next? Where do I live next? Where do I go to work next? Like whatever this is that has closed out for you, I feel like instead you need to use that Ace of Swords, basically is what the King and Queen of Swords are holding, to cut yourself free from that. Because those doubts, those fears, those anxieties, those negative what ifs, they are based on trauma of your past. It's a trauma response to worry. It's a trauma response to think that the next chapter will just be you repeating a cycle of the past. And you alone can cut yourself free from that, from the disquieting thoughts or feelings that you have. Can it be overwhelming to have new doorways, adjacent possibilities open up before you? Absolutely. But instead of getting caught up in your mind over which one you should take, just know you don't have to take any right now. You can pause. You can do some introspection and go within and figure out what is the best course of action now for you moving forward. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune, this new cycle here for Leo. You get to choose what direction you go in or how you show up in the world. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle. Thank you. Yeah, step by step. 6 of Wands, the King of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. Once you figure it out, the direction you want to go in, you will be victorious in getting there. Absolutely. This is you taking control, taking reign of your life and the path forward. And it seems here to be filled with victory and success and happiness and community. And for some of you, even love. But there's no need to rush. It's waiting there for you. So take all the time you need here to heal and to figure out what the next chapter looks like. 9 of Swords. Tell me about that 9 of Swords. We had the Star card. So you're worried about the next step, the wish fulfillment. Okay. But you're healing it because the Star card is also the energy of healing. So I feel like you will be healing. Remember, I call that 9 swords. I think you're healing this over the course of the next 4 weeks. One more shuffle here. Thank you. If not, you should take the time to. 5 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, it's a pattern of yours. That's what it looks like. It looks like over the course of the next 4 weeks, you're healing a pattern within yourself that when you need to start a next chapter in your life, you could be filled with like a lot of fears and anxieties and insecurities. And I think a lot of them are trauma responses. Maybe in the past, every time you tried to do something different or go down a different life path or life direction, or you entered a relationship or you exit a relationship, something traumatic happened, or maybe you had a lot of doubts or fears, or you didn't believe in yourself, right? You were lacking self-confidence or lacking belief in your ability. So I just feel like because of some failures of the past, and maybe even some regrets that you have about, past decisions you've made, or I'd call them mistakes, but I don't believe anything in life is a mistake. So I'm just going to say experiences or decisions that you've made. There's something here about like, well, I don't want to repeat that. I don't want to make that mistake again, and it's interesting because when my marriage ended, during the course of the 3 years of the divorce, I became involved with someone else. And as our relationship began to get more serious, I was kind of afraid. There was a part of me that was like, oh God, what if this is, so wonderful, and then it leads to marriage and it ends up crashing and burning like the first marriage? What if I spend the next 20 years with him only to wake up one day and realize I made the biggest mistake of my life? Kind of like the feeling I had towards the end of my marriage. And there's something here about healing that wound within you and realizing that what you've done in the past or how things played out in the past doesn't necessarily mean that's how they'll play out in the future. Your past does not dictate your future. And I think that's something that you're healing here. I think there's more confidence here being instilled in the Leo collective. You're healing this old wound, or at least you will be over the course of the next 4 weeks. So figure out what you want that next chapter to look like. And don't let doubts, fears, and anxieties of a past cycle repeating get in the way of that. And I think you need to plan for it accordingly. And if that means leaving a relationship and not being quick to enter a new one, you get to do that. If that means leaving a job and you need a couple of weeks, if you can afford to figure out what you want to do with your life in the next chapter, you have the right to do that. And anyone who's putting pressure on you to not do that is a problem. That's probably someone else that you need to remove from your life, because at the end of the day, it is your life and you get to be the author of how your story is written, and no one should be putting pressure on you one way or another. And the biggest lesson here is you can't put pressure on yourself. So take time to figure out what you want the future to look like and then move in that direction. And don't let these past experiences or regrets or failures or losses get in the way. Again, don't let your past hold you back, but also your past does not dictate your future either. The Emperor, I think you're going to step into your power. That Sun card is your energy. So the Sun to the Emperor, to the lovers, it's like you making the active choice to now do what is best for you in the next cycle of your life. So I see you, I hate using the term manning up or womaning up, but that appears to be what you're doing. 3 cards of advice here for Leo. Not that I think you need it. I think step by step you're figuring this all out. But we'll get you 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. Death card, 2 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. I think you're putting an end to that. The indecision, the allowing other people to control your life. I kind of feel like the old Leo is dead, done, literally, D-O-N-E, done. And if it's not now, we'll be over the course of the next 4 weeks. Other people telling you what to do, how to feel, the gaslighting. 5 swords plus 2 swords is 7 of Swords. I don't think you're falling for that ever again. Lying, manipulation, gaslighting. Again, people telling you what you should do, that they know what's best for you. I think you're putting an end to the chaos and conflict around you, as well as the chaos and conflict within you as well. This is huge. This is huge transformational energy. And you're not doing it all at once. You're doing it, my love, step by step. That's what I have for you, Leo. Hang tight. It might be a little bit of a rocky couple of weeks, but you're going to find your footing and you're going to come through this as the Emperor or Empress of your life, I assure you. Have faith in yourself and in your future. That's what I have for you for your Venus in Leo message. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Virgo. Let's see what your Venus in Leo message is. Hope. Hold on to hope and look forward to the future. Tell me more about hope here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about hope? One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, Judgment, followed by Queen of Wands, the Hangman, and the 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords, the Fool, and the Star. If you're a Leo, Virgo, cusper, you may want to take a look at their reading. Very similar message, although they had a different card and I use a different deck for them. Very similar message here. Tell me about the Hangman energy. I feel like you're the Queen of Wands here, whether you're masculine or feminine. You're making the judgment call to move forward in your life towards wish fulfillment, towards happiness, towards a dream, towards a goal. Tell me about the Hangman here. You're seeing something from a different perspective, or you will be, while Venus is in Leo. What is that Hangman energy? One more shuffle. Thank you. Hangman is clarified by 4 Pentacles, the Magician, and Temperance. Something you've been holding on to. Pain, trauma, a connection, a situation, a living environment, something like that. You're realizing you can create and manifest better for yourself. You're seeing something from a different perspective. Oh, I was meant to do that. I was meant to connect with that person. And it was also meant to end. And there's something about seeing it from another perspective and saying, not that I failed at that or it failed me. I learned a lot of information for that. It's seeing past failures, traumas, difficulties as valuable experiences for the future, as opposed to traumatic incidences that happened to you. And it's saying, I don't have to hold on to the pain of that anymore. I can move forward. I can take all the information, the lessons learned, and I can travel lightly into the future, right? The Fool card travels rather lightly. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Fool card is seen only with this little like a knapsack of sorts, right? Tied to a stick there over their shoulder. This is, I can travel lightly now into the future. It's also seeing those past experiences as valuable lessons learned as opposed to traumatic experiences. 5 of Swords. Tell me why the 5 of Swords is here. Why is the 5 of Swords here for Virgo? One more shuffle here. Thank you. 5 of Swords clarified by 7 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. You have at least one person here who doesn't want to see you pivot and move in a different direction. Maybe it's the family that doesn't want you to change your belief system, right? Maybe you come from a family, just using it as an example, rooted in Catholicism. Suddenly now you're branching out more into spirituality or esotericism. I don't know what this shift is for you. You decide after 30 years you don't want to be an accountant. Suddenly you want to be a painter. And your family's like, what? Like, what did we pay to go to school for? Or there's something like that here. It could even be a partner that you're deciding to disentangle yourself from. And they could be like, you don't have the right to do that, but you do, because you're letting go. You're seeing things from a different perspective, and you're letting go of what no longer serves you. There's at least one person here in your life, it appears over the course next 4 weeks, you're going to have to hold a firm boundary with and say, no, this is the decision that I'm making for myself. This is the path I'm going on. You can love me and support me on it, or you can get out of my way. That seems to be what's happening here. I don't really see a war of words. I see aggression from the other entity, the job that doesn't want to see you leave. You know, this could be like a break in a friendship. And now over this period of like this time out with the friend, you're realizing, okay, maybe they were good in my life. They served the purpose for whatever length of time they were in, but we're no longer a vibrational match. So now moving forward, I'm not including them, right, on my life's journey. They might come back around again over the course of the next 4 weeks and be like, wait, what do you mean you don't want to be my friend anymore? I'm offering you an apology. And you might be like, thank you for the apology. I'll take the apology with me moving forward, but you don't get to come with me moving forward. There's something like that happening here. I don't see you being nasty about it, but I do see the opposing entity possibly causing an issue here for you. It appears you want to move forward, and there's one, possibly up to 5 people here that do not want you to move forward. Tell me about that Nine of Swords, because you have the possibility here of getting very caught up in your mercurial mind of, am I making the right decision? Tell me about that Nine of Swords. One more shuffle here. The High Priestess, the Devil, and the Knight of Pentacles. I think you end up making the right decision here, but I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to get caught up in your head when this person or these people don't want you to move or relocate or leave the job, or, like I said, disentangle yourself from them in some way. I think you're going to make it through, because we have the Knight of Pentacles there, and that is Virgo energy. So I do think that you create a plan forward. There might be some negotiation here involved, right? Like, let's say you're canceling a lease on the apartment. You could have a pretty pissed off landlord here saying, no, you can't cancel the lease. You're supposed to live here till December 31st. And you're like, well, I've realized that this place doesn't make me happy, and I've secured another housing location. There could be some negotiation then that is needed. Maybe they want you to pay the rest of the year. You don't really feel you should. There could be something like, okay, well, I'll pay you for like 2 months of what's left on the term. I just see you creating a plan here, kind of negotiate your way out of this. So let's say you go to abruptly quit your job, and they might say, wait a minute, Virgo, you can't do that. You're in the middle of a big project that you're in charge of. You got to give us at least a week or 2 to find the replacement or to train a replacement. So there could be some negotiation here on path for you in order to move forward. But I see you using your very high vibe Virgo skills here to like master that negotiation or master your way out of it. Again, I see no, I don't see any apprehension on your part. You're like, nope, that's the direction I'm going in. There's a little stumbling block when you get one, like I said, 1, 3, 5. It could be up to 7 people. I'm really feeling more like 2 or 3 that are kind of going to balk at you about doing this or cutting them off. But there is some kind of negotiation here. You know, maybe it's the friend that you decide, well, we're going to stay as acquaintances, but I can't, you know, I got to focus on other things. I'm just not going to have a lot of time for you anymore. There could be something like that, where are you severing the tie with the person you are, but you're not completely excommunicating them out of your life. It'll be like, yeah, every now and then I'll send you a text and see how you're doing, but I just can't hang out with you all the time. Like, I'm doing new things and I need to devote my time to that. I just see you having a very gentle approach to whomever or whatever this is. Fool card. Tell me about the new beginning. Fool card to the Star card here. 2 of Cups. Healthier connections now coming into your life. Professional, platonic, and romantic. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle. Thank you. Justice and the 3 of Pentacles. I like this. Different people now for you to collaborate with. Individuals who actually are operating on your frequency or on your vibrational. Like they're now a vibrational match to you. So I like this for you a lot. Are you disentangling yourself from someone or something that no longer serves your highest good? You are. You're using some kid gloves to do it. And I think most of you will get some pushback. But then again, I see you like compromising. You're not cold. We don't have like Queen of Swords, King of Swords. I'm cutting you out of my life. I'm excommunicating. You know, I don't really see aggression on your part. There's some anger and disappointment on the entity that you're leaving. But as for you, you seem to be very cool, calm, and collected. And I like that. And so what that opens up for you now is this gateway to new connections that are far better balanced for you. And I think that's your hope. I think you're looking forward to the future because you want to connect with like-minded souls. And it appears that as long as you continue on this path over the course of the next 4 weeks, that's exactly what's waiting for you on the other side. So Very nice. Very nice here for the Virgo collective. That is what I have for you, my dear. That is your Venus in Leo message. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Libra. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. Lightness. Release burdens and live more freely and lightly. That's like the Ace of Swords kind of feather that we see in the Archangel Michael deck that I use for the Sunday readings. It's the angel messages readings. So tell me more about lightness here for Libra. Releasing burdens, doubts, fears as you embark on this new chapter here of your life. Tell me more about this here for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about lightness? Thank you. 10 of Wands. Well, that's something you need to drop, right? Those burdens in order to move about the cabin more freely. Followed by the Knight of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Well, you are on the road towards happiness here. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Well, look at you bossing up, heading towards better balance, healthier connections here in your life. 10 of Wands. What is this 10 of Wands that Libra needs to drop? Or you're in the process of dropping it? Tell me more about the burdens here for Libra. Thank you. We have the 5 of Wands, chaos, conflict, disagreements, individuals who are no longer a vibrational match, people who maybe at one time you had the same dream or goal or aspiration as them, but now there's conflict. You've grown apart from them. It's like the friend who becomes the enemy type of thing. 5 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, that's the truth, and the 4 of Swords. So I feel like you're healing. Oh, 7 of Swords, the Moon, and the Hierophant to the Fool card. So yeah, you have this new beginning here. Unfortunately, you had to encounter this. Lies, deceptions, betrayal. Could be at work, friend group, community group. I can't tell you how often I cleanse your deck, whether I use it or not. It's cleansed daily. It's also cleansed in between readings. It's a very lengthy process. If I do like a 1-hour video, it probably takes 2 hours to cleanse the decks. So to get very similar cards over and over again tells me this just seems to be the message here for the Libra collective. So if it's not resonating for you, just check another placement. But there's definitely something here of you closing out that old cycle. You're moving away from that person, place, or thing, and you're moving towards the new. You're dropping some heavy burdens, and some of you are doing it while Venus is in Leo. Venus is your ruling planet, and I think what you're learning here is the act of self-love. Tell me about the Page of Wands. It's the minor arcana card to the Fool card, so not yet at the beginning, but getting close, acquiring the information you need, right? Getting information on new jobs, if this is work-related, new living opportunities, if this is like you're deciding to relocate. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Wands, clarified by 10 of Cups, King of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. Very singular energy here between 9 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles. So I've tapped into a group of you. You're becoming free, independent, and autonomous over something that has been quite oppressive to you, emotionally oppressive, maybe financially for some of you. You're moving towards happiness, and you're doing it in a very stable way. You're also regrounding yourself, and some of you will be becoming more financially independent over the course of the next 12 months. But it looks like over the course of the next 4 weeks, you're discovering ways on how you can become more financially independent. So you could be considering going back to school, learning a new skill, expanding upon a skill you have, looking at new job opportunities, saving more money, maybe getting a secondary job in order to save that money so you can move forward. Tell me about the 3 of Cups here. Tell me about the 3 of Cups here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 3 of Cups is clarified by 8 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. I think you're ready. You're emotionally ready, and you're psychologically ready, and you're charged up for the new beginning. However, you're doing it in a very Libra-esque, balanced way, very high vibe Libra way. So you're not rushing into the new. You're just, I want to say, gleaning or trying to acquire all the information you need to become better balanced. And then when you have all of that and you're ready to go, I mean, you're gonna roar through this thing and right into the next chapter, into the next cycle of your life. And you're doing it with a smile on your face. Your heart might be breaking now, but I assure you, when it's go time, there will be a smile on your face. Your future, Two of Cups, Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, that financial stability that you've been looking for is in your future. A better balanced connection or connections here are in your future. And happiness is in your future. I think it eluded you in the situation, environment, or connection far longer than you wanted to admit while you were in it. Once you're out of it and you're moving towards a new, you're going to realize that wasn't happy for a long time. So you're also redefining your happiness. This is a big change here for the Libra collective. 3 cards of advice here for this Two of Cups, Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Although I don't think you need it right now, but you're moving towards it ever so slowly and diligently and prudently. One more shuffle here. Thank you. I don't feel like anything can stop you now. 3 of Wands, looking out to the future. 5 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You're going to get your financial house in order as well. I think you're leaving this cycle in the 5 of Pentacles, either feeling in lack or not good enough because someone here disappointed you terribly, or you could just be experiencing a significant financial loss, like if it's a divorce or you're separating from a business partner. Something like that is transpiring here. So whether that's the 5 of Pentacles is relegated to your internal feelings, how you see yourself, or literally your financial status, that is what you're healing moving forward as well. So it's not just meeting new people and being happy and becoming independent. You're also healing a financial wound, but also an emotional wound. Whatever this person or these people did, it really impacted your self-esteem. So by the time you get here, and you're feeling really good and you're connecting with higher vibrational people and the money in the bank account is growing, your self-worth will be improving as well. You might not see it right now, but it's been coming out consistently in your message. This is also something about telling you to travel lightly. So if you're preparing a big move, you don't need to take everything with you because you're starting a new chapter. And that was really interesting. I'll give you quick insight. So when I went through my divorce, I got to a stage after 3 years of separation where I was like, I just want the divorce to happen. And I kind of negotiated everything away. It was like, just, you could keep all the furniture. Because the fact was I had spent 24 years with him. Our furniture was relatively new at that point. I think everything in the house was less than 5 or 6 years old. But I didn't want that in my new beginning. I didn't want to sit on a couch that I sat at with him. I didn't want to sleep on the same mattress that I slept on with him. I wanted new. He wanted to keep everything, whether it was for spite, because he can be cheap at times, even though he's financially well off. Whatever it was for him, he wanted to cling to that, and I wanted new. Fast forward now 5 years, more than 5 years. If you walk into my home, the only thing I have from my old life is the dining room table, which I bought, and the matching china hutch to it. Those are the 2 things in my home that I can say, yep, I bought them 15 years ago when I was married. They were pretty expensive, but I had saved money. I worked really hard at that time, and I had saved my money to buy them. That was like the new home gift, housewarming gift to myself, really, for the new house. And that was the only thing I wanted. So if you walk into my home, that's the only thing you see from my old life. You walk into his home, it is a replica of our last house. I couldn't believe it because, you know, Tony and I have maintained our friendship now over the years. And on occasion, I've gone to his home and it's our couch and it's our table and it's our bedroom set and it's our TV and the corner fireplace and literally everything, even the dishes. I was shocked when he was like, do you want a cup of coffee? And I was like, yeah, I'd love one. And he opens up the kitchen cabinet doors and it was all of our dishes and our coffee cups. And I thought, that is someone who's clinging on to the past. I've done it differently. I traveled very lightly because I wanted my new life and my new environment to reflect me, not to reflect the old. So there's something here about, like, if you're looking to move and start over, travel lightly. If you're going to really build this next chapter of your life, don't take anything that's going to keep you anchored down to the memories or the sadness of the past. You have a clean slate here, internally within you, and then externally for the world around you. Fill it with colors and patterns and things that set your soul on fire and reflect the new you, not the old you. I don't know why I felt the need to share that with you, but that's what came through today. That's what I have for you, my dear. Your Venus in Leo message is lightness. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Scorpio, my moon bebes. Let's take a look at our Venus in Leo message. We have trust. Establish trust in yourself and in others. Tell me more about trust here for Scorpio. Why is this their Venus in Leo message? For Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Why is trust their message? For Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, we have the Queen of Wands, followed by the Five of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. What is that Five of Swords? That's in your past here. Why is the Five of Swords here for Scorpio in their past? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Five of Swords is clarified by Three of Swords, the Lovers, and the Four of Wands. So you had a connection here in your life, and now it's a collective general reading. This person may still be in your life. They may not be in your life, but in the past, you had a connection here in your life that you really saw to some degree as being part of your happily ever after. It could be with a friend, a family member, or a lover, but you trusted this individual, and they broke your heart. Either they lied to you, maybe you caught them by like lie by omission where they left something out. For some of you, this could have been some pretty harsh words that were exchanged between you and them. To some degree, this person contributed to a Three of Swords experience that you had. There was chaos, there was conflict, there was fighting. This was essentially two people that at some point were at the same vibration and on the same path, and then things went erratic. Suddenly we're moving towards the same goal, and then one day we aren't. And I feel like it led to an incredible heartbreak for you. What transpired there, that experience or those experiences, because for some of you it was with one person, for others of you could have been like a string of connections in your life, professional, platonic, or romantic. But I think what it did was it eroded the trust that you have in yourself, the trust you have in that person or those people, but now also the trust that you have for others. You're a lot less trusting of yourself, maybe even your dreams, goals, and aspirations, and definitely the people around you. It's like if I couldn't trust the one person or the group of people that I thought we were all right on the same path and we all had the same goal, and suddenly they derailed it or they did something to break my heart, and they derailed that path or that plan. If I can't trust them, then who the hell can I trust? And then there's also the feeling here of like, gee, I don't even know if I could trust myself again, because the last time I thought I was trusting myself and making the best decision, I ended up choosing someone to be part of this life journey, and all they did was cause an experience or multiple experiences that led to heartbreak for me. So whatever transpired there in the past, I see you having the will and the conviction of the Queen of Wands, whether you're masculine or feminine, to continue to want to move forward. But she's a bit of a jaded queen to me, that Queen of Wands. I always feel like she can survive whether she has a King of Wands next to her or not. I don't read body parts, but I feel like that's the one queen in tarot that can survive without a counterpart. And that's because she's the second most intuitive queen. She's also the black magic queen. In most decks, she's depicted having a black cat next to her. So I just feel like it's someone who's been forged through fire and forged through disappointment. Could have a little, a little bit of jadedness to her. And so I see you, whether you're masculine or feminine, saying, I'm going to move on towards the dream or the goal here that I want. But you're a bit jaded because of what transpired back there. So I think there's a need here over the course of the next 4 weeks while Venus is in Leo for us to look at that. I say yes, most of you know I'm a Scorpio moon. So there's a need here for us to look at that. Eight of Cups. Why is the Eight of Cups here? We have the Ace of Cups. Self-love. Okay. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ace of Cups to the Nine of Cups to Judgment. So I think over the course of the next 4 weeks, what's happening here is trust is being restored to the Scorpio collective. Trust that you have for yourself to make the best decisions. I think you're looking at that and saying, I put too much trust in this person. And that's what derailed me from the wish, the dream, the goal here that I had. If your dream or your goal is to do blank, and you're working with a person or collaborating with a person or a group of people to get to that goal, right, to make it attainable or achievable, and suddenly they derail and decide they don't want to be part of it anymore, and then you give up on the goal. I think that's what you're learning here over the course of the next 4 weeks is, okay, it just didn't work out with that person or those people, but I'm not giving up on the goal. I'm not giving up on that Nine of Cups or that Star card energy. So again, the dream, the goal, the plan continues, and I trust in my ability to make it happen, and I'm doing it for me. Whether this person or these people are involved, kind of inconsequential is the feeling that I get here. I'm going to trust myself that I can achieve this level of happiness. So I think what you're walking away from over the course of the next 4 weeks is giving your power, like putting all of your trust in someone else because you didn't trust yourself to find happiness or financial abundance, like whatever this is for you. I kind of feel like you thought you needed someone else to attain that. And I think what you're realizing is you only need yourself. So you are trusting yourself to be able to move forward towards a plan, the goal, and a dream. It's the biggest act of self-love you can do for yourself. And whether or not that person or those people are involved or new people in the future become involved is kind of inconsequential. You're going to be happy with or without them. Page of Swords. Tell me about the Page of Swords. This was a lesson, something that you had to learn. You put all of your trust and all of your happiness in one person or a group of people. And I think what you're realizing is you won't do that ever again, even if you include them back into your life. It's like you're now the master of your destiny. You're not going to hand your power over to someone again. Tell me about that Page of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Yep, Page of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. So the dream, the goal, the wish, you're holding on to it. And it looks like over the course of the next 4 weeks, you're going to continue to make steady, grounded progress. Taking the lessons from the past. Again, whether this person's by your side or not, doesn't really matter. You're still reaching for the dream and the goal, and you're not allowing what happened back there to deter you from it. Really huge spiritual lesson here for the Scorpio collective. So trusting yourself that you can attain that with or without someone by your side. Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. So in time, and it might take you a couple of weeks, might take you a couple of months, you will be trusting someone here again, whether it's that past person or a new person coming in. You will be trusting someone again to collaborate on this dream or this goal or this wish. Tell me about this person. We're clarifying the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Devil. We have the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the King of Wands. I like this, King to the Queen of Wands. There's a pair here. I think what you've learned is I'm going to continue working on the goal. I like this because that Devil energy is very high vibe, Capricornian energy when I see it paired up next to the Eight of Pentacles. And if you've ever known a high vibing Capricorn, and I've known a few in my life, Jennifer, if you're watching, I think you're a Scorpio moon. Hello. A very high vibing Capricorn is someone who sets their goal on that plan, that wish, that dream, whatever that is, whether it's losing 20 pounds or going to school for a degree or landing a new job. A high vibing Capricorn stays extraordinarily dedicated to the mission, to the plan, to the goal. They don't allow anyone to deter them from it. And I think that's what you're doing here. So when this person comes around, and for some of you it's a past person, for some of you it's a new person, they will have to be as equally as dedicated to the plan or the goal as you are in order for you to trust their involvement, in order for you to collaborate with them again. I like this, way more discerning now about who you're allowing on the train, so to speak, towards this destination. Because again, with the Nine of Pentacles is, I really don't need you by my side to become abundantly wealthy or land the job or lose the 20 pounds. You know, if you want to do this with me, you'll have to be as dedicated to the effort as I am. And if you're not, bye-bye, I'm going to still go. That doesn't mean I'm never going to be happy again because you're not in my life or you're not part of the path. So, and I asked who the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles is. It's someone who will be as equally dedicated to this dream as you are. No more half-assed stuff here where they tell you what you want to hear or they think you need to hear, and then they break your heart when you realize you're not on the same path. So claim this how you want. A past person coming back or a new person, this person will be as equally dedicated to that wish or goal or dream as you are. And that's why you will make the active choice to trust this person. Tell me more about that King of Wands. Whether that's the business partner, the friend, the family member, the lover, you will trust this person because they will show up the way you are showing up, right? Same fire energy here towards that goal, creating something, right? The King and Queen of Wands, they're the visionaries of tarot. They're the business builders. So this is someone who shares the same passion as you do and willing to put in the same effort. The Empress just came out of the deck. Yeah, this is a vibrational match now to you. Tell me more about that King of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. Tell me more about that King of Wands here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And we have the Page of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the Emperor. I told you, it's a vibrational match. For some of you, it's a past person. They had to learn a lesson. They saw you move on. They saw you move towards wish fulfillment. You didn't allow that to derail you. You may have stumbled for a bit. You took a little time out. Maybe you had to heal from whatever this was, but you got right back up and you're like, nope, I'm still going to be happy. Nope, I'm still going to be successful. So for some of you, your King of Wands has elevated to an Emperor. At the same time, you elevated from a Queen of Wands to an Empress. And again, mix around those genders and body parts as you see fit. I don't read either of them. I only read energy. But at the center of the spread here is you as the Queen of Cups, whether you're masculine or feminine. This is you trusting yourself, the most intuitive queen, and now the second most intuitive queen, to say, I'm going to reach that goal or that dream, and I'm going to be absolutely dedicated. By you reclaiming your power, you can now trust yourself again. And for some of you, this person, this past person, has learned a valuable lesson from you. Page of Pentacles to that King of Wands to the Emperor. They've learned a valuable lesson that if they want to be part of the journey, they need to invest as much as you do. They can't sit back. It can't be the business owner that sits back and just wants to, you know, collect a profit check every month or every quarter. Meanwhile, you do all the work. So either the past person leveled up, claim it how you want, or it's a new person who has learned the same lesson you did, that I can only work with people on the same vibration as I am and who have the same goal and are as dedicated. No swords here. This is not me telling you what you need to hear and you telling me what I need to hear. This is two people putting in the effort. I can see your effort and you can see mine. I match your effort and you match mine. And all of this is because you decided to trust yourself and take back your power. So you claim that Emperor how you want, ladies and gentlemen, but that is what I have for you. Over the course of the next 4 weeks, you will learn to trust yourself again, and you will also begin to trust someone else because their effort will prove to you that they have the same goal in mind as you do. And you're going to be able to see it, not just hear it or feel it. That's what I have for you, my dear. That is your Venus in Leo message. If you like that message, resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Sagittarius. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. You have freedom. Release your shackles and pursue personal freedom. It's been coming up a lot here for the Sagittarius collective. So whether you are breaking free from these shackles of negative mindset about yourself, not believing in yourself, could be situation, environment, or connection, could be a pattern. Whatever it is, you are on the precipice of releasing it. This is very much full card energy, right? Just about to take the leap of faith. Not fully there, but you can see it better now, right? You can see the new path better. Tell me more about freedom here for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, the Hanged Man. The Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Sun, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Moon. You can't see it now, but man, freedom is going to look really effing good on you, Sagittarius. Okay, the Hanged Man. This is a time to pause. Figure out your next step in your next chapter. This has been so loud for you guys over the course of the last week or two, and I feel the next 4 weeks, things are going to start speeding up here. Maybe faster than you thought they would have. Tell me about the Hangman. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Hangman, clarified by the Three of Wands, moving forward. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. The Nine of Wands. You didn't give up. Something that was intended to break you down or derail you, you're deciding, no, I'm not doing that pattern anymore, but I'm resilient and I'm moving forward. I know my truth. I have clarity, and I know the direction that I want my life to go in. You're claiming your independence and your autonomy from something or someone. Or like I said, it could just even be like a negative mindset. You know, I could be speaking to a Sag where you've been wanting to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. You've lost a few pounds and now you've stumbled on the rest of your dietary journey. And this is saying, okay, I'm just going to do things differently. I'm still getting to that goal. That Sun card, that Ten of Cups, that Ten of Pentacles. I still have my eye on the prize. I may have to change my eating habits. Maybe I have to incorporate a little bit of exercise. Again, it's just an example, but you're saying, I'm going to take the time to create the strategic plan to get to that goal. And I will claim, you know, freedom and independence from the weight gain or the toxic habits, you know, eating habits that I had, whatever it has been for you. You're creating a path and a plan now towards it. You're not jumping. This is not jumping, you know, a fool's rush in kind of thing. Five of Pentacles, what are you leaving behind? What is Sag leaving behind? One more shuffle. Thank you. What are you leaving behind? Two of Swords, indecision, Three of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Something that stifled your growth. You got to the Three of Pentacles of it and it never grew farther than that. I feel like you had someone here, someone else in the mix that stifled your growth. You wanted to get to the Ten of Pentacles with them, but all you got to was the Three. That's what you're leaving behind. That's what you're moving forward from. Stifled growth, a job that just, you know, sounded great in the beginning, We get, you know, and we start at the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. You keep thinking that you're going to keep climbing that ladder of success, right? And then you realize that you sat in that Three of Pentacles for so long. It's like, no, I need to shift or pivot or move in a new direction, right? I need to gain my freedom from this and move forward towards victory and success. So I don't know what situation, environment, or connection that was. It grew to some extent, but it just kind of bottomed out at the Three of Pentacles. And maybe if at some point it got to the 10, it just kind of regressed back to the 3. And I think you're either tired of the back and forth, like the fluctuation of it, because it wasn't steady or consistent enough for you, or it just ceased to grow past that Three of Pentacles mark. So that is what you're leaving behind. A situation, environment, or connection that got you as far as it could get you, right? That was its intended purpose. And now it's like, okay, instead of just sitting here, I'm going to now pivot and plan the next chapter of my life. High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess here for Sag? One more shuffle here. Thank you. High Priestess, clarified by Ace of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. I think you have some words for someone here. It won't be for all of you, so only take the message if it resonates. Some of you have some words to say to this person that kind of stifled your growth or kept the boot on your neck or suppressed your expansion in life. Some of you, as you're exiting, will have some choice words for this person. And you've been thinking about this a long time. The way they held you back, or the way you waited for them, or the way they stopped contributing to the connection. And I don't know who this is for you, professional, platonic, or romantic. Some of you have some choice words and you're just kind of keeping it to yourself right now. It's like biding your time. This is like, you know, being at a job where they promised you X amount of money in a particular position, and then you get to a certain point, it plateaus, and you realize they just fed you a bunch of shit. Or they changed the game on you and failed to tell you. And this is feeling like I've wasted a lot of time here. So some, not all, some of you, you're harboring a little bit of rage within you. It's very mercurial here in energy, like you're thinking about all of this. So when you give that notice, you will be saying, and by the way, that's kind of the feeling I get here. For those of you where that message does not resonate, you are planning or crafting this next leg of your journey, your life's journey, but you're keeping it to yourself. You're not taking inspired action to do anything just yet. It's like you're planning under the veil of darkness. So whomever or whatever it is here that you're deciding to move on from, you're not quite yet telling them. Not yet. Queen of Swords. It's like you're doing your homework. You're gathering your intel. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. One more shuffle. Some of you could be filing for divorce. The Hierophant, divorce, or changing jobs, or changing your belief patterns here. Celestial Weaver, now being an intricate part of the manifestation process of your life. The Magician is, I'm hoping and praying for it. The Celestial Weaver is, I'm an active participant in weaving, creating this next chapter of my life. Page of Wands. Right now, I think you're just in planning stage, because that's the minor arcana card to the Fool card. So not quite yet ready, right, to take that leap of faith, but you're getting there, and the smell of freedom is in the air. So for some of you, you have some choice words for this person. And for others of you, you're just keeping this next chapter to yourself. The Sun, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Moon. This is going to look so good on you. Tell me about that Moon card. What does Sag not see? Oh, you have someone waiting for you. You have someone waiting for you as you're leaving the old life. I'm getting a bunch of spirituals on this. You have someone waiting for you. A new soulmate. You don't see this person yet. Professional, platonic, or romantic. Something about cherry blossoms. It's not even on the picture. Something about cherry blossoms. Okay. That could be the season. I don't know what season cherry blossoms bloom in. It could be a location where there are a lot of cherry blossoms. Something about cherry blossoms. It could even be the name of the town or the street you're moving to, like if you're relocating. Six of Pentacles. You don't see this person. You're meeting this person there. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Six of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Judgment. Bottom of deck, Queen of Cups, Six of Swords, the Fool. There's the new beginning. You have a new soulmate here. A type of person you have manifested. I can't believe the spiritual is like the goosebumps I'm getting on this. It's literally like even going up my neck. You have a new person here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Tell me more about this new person. Tell me about this new person. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Fool. There goes that new beginning again. Six of Swords as you're moving into the new. You've got victory here. This is strong Aries energy. We also have Sagittarius here as well. And Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah, as you're, see, you're so, I don't want to say you're blinded by the light, but like in the Two of Wands card here, the individual is walking towards the doorway, right? They now know the path that they're taking. It's so many new things will be coming at you, and you're so focused on creating this next chapter of your life, you really can't see what's on the other side, right, of that doorway. But look in the Moon card, there's the doorway, and there's someone standing there. I don't know if you could see that because it's so small, but you're walking towards a doorway, and that's, I guess, as you get closer and closer to it, that's when the person appears in your life. So if you think you're doing the next chapter of your life alone, you are very mistaken. This is what's waiting for you when you get to the other side. Someone you will have victory with, success with, whether that is career and finance or in love and romance. Your first step here is freedom. So this person is a little bit of a mystery here to you at this time, but have faith that they're waiting for you. Like energetically, they're waiting for you. I did not expect the reading to go in that direction, but I like this for you. So your Venus in Leo message right now is to prepare. I think we had this message about a week ago for you as well. Start to prepare. No need to tell everyone everything. Some of you, like I said, will have some choice words for the person that you're leaving behind or disengaging from. For others of you, you're just planning all of this in secret. But it's time for you to do that and to take one bold step forward towards your freedom. That's what I have for you, Sagittarius. If you like that message, resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Capricorn. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. Intuition. Trust your inner guidance and make confident decisions. This is like third eye chakra here, opening up for the Capricorn collective. Tell me more about intuition here for Capricorn. Why is this their Venus in Leo message? Venus will be in Leo from August 25th, I believe, till September 19th. So over the course of the next 4 weeks, your intuition will be sharpened. Your third eye will be opening. So you will be more confident making decisions for yourself. Some of you have a spiritual practice that you'll be getting. You're either like opening or you're in the very early beginning stages of this new practice. Okay, tell me more about this here for Capricorn. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Four of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Swords. I think you're tired of being stuck and stagnant. The Empress, the Page of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Yeah, I'm going to take this even. World card to the Tower, to the Wheel of Fortune. How could I not take that combination there? Boy, is that a third eye opening there or what? So first will come probably a 3 to 4 week period here of you doing some introspection about the people, places, and things that have kept you stuck for so long. And I think what the decision here seems to be, or like the ruling here seems to be, is that you've kept yourself stuck or you've kept yourself small. There really wasn't anyone behind the curtain, kind of like a little Wizard of Oz reference there. I think you felt stuck and stagnant because of someone else. I think as the third eye opens and you're doing this introspection, what you're realizing is no one kept you stuck. You kept yourself stuck. What is that Four of Pentacles? Like maybe you had a dream or a goal to like open up your own business and you've blamed everything and everyone, which is natural, right? We all do that, about why you haven't launched it yet or why you haven't started yet. And this is the aha epiphany moment of, oh my God, it didn't have anything to do with this person or that person or the other person. It was me. I kept myself small or stuck. I think that's the realization that you're having here. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Ten of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Magician. Yeah, the manifestation that you wanted, that you've been hoping and praying for. I think what you're realizing is you're the one who kept yourself from it. You put too much power in the hands of other people, or you didn't trust in your ability to attain this or achieve this or to make it come to fruition, or you allowed other people's opinions of you to get in the way. I think what you're doing here is realizing that's my dream, that's my goal. Magician card has one person on it, not 5, not 10, right? It's my dream, it's my goal. And if I'm not achieving it or attaining it, it has nothing to do with those people. It's on me to make it a reality. I think it's a wound here that you're healing, or the Capricorn collective is healing. Tell me about the Queen of Cups here. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The High Priestess, the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. I think for some of you, this was rooted in childhood. Hate to be the tarot reader that says that to you. I think you either had a very domineering mother or a very domineering father, or it could be a guardian or someone that had like primary access to you as a child, and could even be several family members here. Someone made you feel like your goals or your wishes or your dreams were unattainable, or you couldn't do it without them, or you didn't deserve them, or you would never be successful at them. I think that those words firmly rooted themselves within you. I think they planted themselves in you and they grew. And over time, the goals or dreams that you had, you never really went for them full throttle, because there was always that voice lingering inside of you that I think at some point you thought was your own. And I think what you're realizing over the course of the next 4 weeks, that's not your voice. That's someone else's words who told you you couldn't birth the life you wanted, or you would never be successful, or no one's ever going to love you, or there's something like that here. And you realizing, oh my God, I've been putting my wishes and my goals and my dreams in the hands of a voice that I thought those words were mine. And it's like, no, they belong to someone. This goes back into childhood. The Queen of Cups has a child here. The Queen of Pentacles is nursing a child here. Very heavy on the feminine energy, but it's a collective general reading. I do have the King of Swords there, so if you want to take it as a masculine energy, you can. This is you realizing that those words in your head of you were not good enough, I think you thought that they were your own. And you're realizing they're someone else's. King of Swords, cutting them out, healing that wound. Now trusting yourself, or you will be over the course of the next 4 weeks. Wow, did not see this. I didn't see this for you. King of Swords, why is the King of Swords here? That's why we've got that tower moment. That's why your third eye is opening. Nine of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Hierophant. Look at that spiritual lesson. Took you a long time to realize that the voices of doubt within you were not your own. Someone implanted that in you. You're not good enough. You'll never be successful. You'll always be single. No one will ever marry you. You'll never find anyone. She'll never pick you. He'll never pick you. I think over the years, and I don't know how old you are, you thought that was your voice. It's not your voice, babe. It's someone else's, even a group of people. You're eradicating it. That Nine of Swords, that subconscious thinking, because that's what Nine of Swords is. It's even when we think we're feeling good, subconsciously it's like, it's not going to work out. Who do you think you are? You're realizing, it's like, look at the Knight of Wands, looking back like at these words. See how this person's remembering this subconsciously. It even affects their sleep. They're holding to their ears, right? Like, I don't want to hear this. Look at the Knight of Wands looking back and going, oh my God, that's not our voice. That's not our voice. That belongs to mom or dad or whomever. The Hierophant. This is a lesson. You're seeing this from a different perspective now. I'm not saying that everything is, blamed in childhood or rooted on, in your parents. Hangman, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Cups. This is the wound. Three of Swords, Death card. Putting an end to that, are you? Healing that, seeing it from another perspective. You allowed other people's opinions of you to dictate your life path. Now you can boldly move forward. Third eye is open here, or will be for the Capricorn collective. We have the Empress energy here now for you, whether you're masculine or feminine. Moving forward very boldly and very confidently. Now trusting yourself and your intuition. You were mistaking your intuition for voices and opinions of other people. The Empress. Tell me about this Empress energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. Seven of Cups. I do have options and choices. My wishes and dreams can become a reality. So your wishes and your dreams and your goals now are being restored, or will be over the course of the next 4 weeks. That's Neptune and Pisces. That is, the world is my oyster. And the only thing standing in between that and, me and that dream, or me and that goal, is me. It's just me now. I don't need to pay attention to those opinions or those voices anymore. Tell me more about the Empress. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Judgment call you're making. Seven of Swords. You're realizing the dreams and the goals were sabotaged by other people. Not you, not your laziness, not your inability to be successful or to be loved, not because you weren't pretty enough or handsome enough, not because no one would love you. because someone here told you it wasn't possible, or you didn't deserve it, or you weren't good enough for it. That's what you're realizing. Look at the child. Right after the Empress, we have the Page of Wands. The child in you is almost like, you got it. Like you finally figured it out. It wasn't me. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't me all along. It was this person or them. Once you get this aha epiphany moment, World card, Tower, and Wheel of Fortune, your life is going to start moving very quickly in the direction you've always wanted it to go in. Tell me more about the new direction here for Capricorn. This is going to light you on fire. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Pace yourself. You're going to get to where you want to be. 10 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. Pace yourself. The Fool. The new beginning. Pace yourself. Once you, because I know you're a cardinal sign. I always say if you weren't an earth sign, you would be a fire sign. You're going to be like, mother effer. I let those doubts and fears and insecurities get the better of me and my dreams and my goals and my wishes. F that. I'm going for the gold. Go for the gold. I would never tell you not to go for the gold, but do it in a very balanced way. Now you figured it out. Now you're going to move towards it. You'll be successful with attaining whatever this is. No need to rush. Realize here, no fire energy. The only fire energy you have is Aries here in the Fool card saying it's ready for the new beginning. But you're going to do it in a balanced and tempered way. 7 of Pentacles, take your time. 3 of Wands, moving forward. Queen of Swords to the Star card. Your wish is now waiting for you. Wish granted, Capricorn. Just move towards it. Steady progress, steady investment of time and pentacle energy. Now you can trust your inner self, your inner voice, because you've realized the voice you've been listening to all along wasn't yours after all. Okay, way more confident now in your decisions moving forward. I feel like clapping, but I don't want to make a lot of noise with the microphone there. But if I can reach through that camera and give you a big old hug, I would absolutely do that for you. I love this. That is what I have for you, Capricorn. Your Venus and Leo message is intuition. Trust your inner guidance. You'll be able to do that now once you realize the voice within was never yours. There were seeds of doubt someone else planted inside of you. Once you kind of get in the dirt, get in there, rip that up by the root and chuck it, throw it out, get rid of it, it'll never be able to regrow within you again. From now on, moving forward, you're going to really trust yourself and your intuition. That's what I have for you. If you like that message, resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Aquarius. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. Soulful presence. Connect with your inner self. Live in the present and stand firm in your beliefs. Okay. Very grounded energy here for the Aquarius collective. Not allowing anyone to deter them from their path. I know you're a fixed sign. Probably the most logical out of the 3 air signs. But this is you no longer being derailed off of your path. Living in the present, but never keeping your eye or never taking your eye off of the future. Standing firm in what it is that you want or what you see for yourself. Tell me more about this here for Aquarius. It's a very high vibing, very, very aligned Aquarius collective here. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, the Moon. Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the Chariot. Wow. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Star. This is like one of your best readings in probably a week or 2 here on my channel anyway. So connecting to your inner self, which is what you're doing here, will enable you to live in the present, but then move forward in the future. No one is derailing you here from the wish, the goal, or the dream. You're standing in Hierophant energy, which is Taurian energy, which can be a bit stubborn. But what you're realizing here is that dream or that goal or that wish, it's worth the effort, it's worth the time. And I may have been sidetracked there for a while, but not anymore. Tell me about the Moon card. I feel like this is what has derailed you in the past. Fears, doubts, insecurities, could even be people. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Moon card clarifies the 3 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 10 of Swords. Someone who betrayed you on some level. There were lies there, deception. People who said they would invest with you or in this goal or dream that you had. And you trusted them. You felt a camaraderie with these people. You thought that you were on the same page with, again, people. I don't know how many individuals here that you've dealt with, but it was a lie. There was betrayal there. There was deception. They had their own motives. They had their own agendas. And I think what you've learned there is that what that person or those people did to you are not derailing you from this. No one else is going to come along in the future and talk you out of your mission, your purpose, your goal, or your dream here. It was a hard lesson you had to learn, I think, Aquarius, putting your faith in others. Queen of Swords, I think you have cut out this person or these people, or you're about to over the course of the next 4 weeks. Tell me about that Queen of Swords energy. Thank you. That's exactly what you're doing. 6 of Swords, 7 of Wands, and the Sun card. You have your eye on the prize now. 2 of Pentacles, the Fool. Here's your new beginning, with or without these individuals. So you're on a new path here. It could be a new job, new living situation, you know, exiting a relationship, leaving one for the other. I don't know your particular situation, but this person, place, or thing at some point was on the same path as you and then decided to do something which you saw as an act of betrayal. Whatever that was, you know, different for all of you, but you're going to regain your footing over the course of the next 4 weeks, and you're going to continue forward towards your star, not because I'm telling you to do it, but energetically, that's where the collective is shifting to. 6 of Swords, 7 of Wands, and the Sun card. Like, this is a very, I'm moving towards this with or without you. I don't know who else had a similar reading. Maybe Scorpio. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, you might want to check out that reading as well. Very similar vibe here to the Scorpio message. Knight of Swords. Tell me about the Knight of Swords here. Tell me about the Knight of Swords here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Whatever ended or is ending, you're not going to allow it to slow you down. Page of Wands, 4 Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a timeout period. There's a, oh my God, I can't believe I lost my job. I can't believe this didn't work out for me. I can't believe this person betrayed me. And I do think that you're taking adequate time here to heal with that 4 of Swords energy. But there's also a feeling here of, I can't sit in this forever. That wish or that goal or that dream or the new job or the new living situation, it's out there waiting for me. And I don't want to delay it. I've already delayed it by, you know, dealing with this entity, whomever they may be. And I just don't want to delay it anymore. So do I think that you're going to take some time to heal over this over the course of the next 4 weeks or become acclimated to the change? I do. But sometime between now and September 19th, you're going to be on the move towards the new. Tell me about that star card here for Aquarius. So yeah, living in the present, enjoying what you have, but that dream or that goal, I feel like now you're going to put more of an effort into making that a reality. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You're more determined now than ever to bring that to fruition. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Wheel of Fortune, that next cycle, and the Page of Cups. And I think you'll be open. You'll be open to sharing that dream or goal or this leg of the journey with someone else in time. And I don't know who that person is for you. Another business partner, a friend, a family member, a friend who becomes like family, could be a lover. You definitely have someone here. You have someone here in the next chapter who's helping you with this. Tell me about that Page of Cups here. Tell me about that Page of Cups here for Aquarius. One more shuffle here. Thank you. This is being clarified. Ace of Wands, 8 of Cups, and the Fool card. This is someone who has the same dream or goal. You can claim that, like I told Scorpio, how you want. Past person comes back around, or it's an entirely new person. You know, the past business associate, the past friend, the past lover. It's a collective general reading. You claim it how you want, but it's someone who now has their eye on the prize, and their 9 of Cups is a match to your 9 of Cups, and they're just as fired up about this dream and this goal as you are. Judgment, 9 of Wands, and the World card. Very valuable lesson here you learned about handing over your power or your sovereignty or your dreams to someone else, or having to move towards them in a timeline that was fitting for others. I think now you're doing it on your terms and no one is getting in your way. And if someone wants to come back around or someone new wants to come in, as long as they're sharing in that vision, I think you're open to it. And if they're not, goodbye. I'm still moving towards it. That's talk about the art of detachment. I always say that you are the king and queen of detachment of tarot, and I never mean that in a negative way, but this is really detaching from the belief that you need to share this experience or that star vision with, you know, with someone else, or that it wouldn't be as valuable or mean as much if someone wasn't by your side. No, you're determining that that wish, dream, or goal is worth the effort on your part. And yeah, if you can share it with someone else or someone else can help you build it, great. And they can give equal measure to it, great. And if they can't, that's not going to deter you from making that dream a reality. This is a very aligned Aquarius collective, not aligned necessarily to anyone else, but aligned to their vision and for their future and for their life and moving forward towards it. That is what I have for you, my dear. That is your Venus in Leo message. Very firm now in your beliefs, moving forward towards a dream or a goal. That's what I have for you. If you like that message, resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Pisces. Let's take a look at your Venus in Leo message. You have change. Dare to change and embrace new possibilities. Very much like Two of Wands energy there, right? At a crossroads. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I just stay right here and not change, not move, not grow? Tell me more about change here for the Piscean collective. Why is this their Venus in Leo message? This is changing to take the inspired action of Leo when it comes to matters of the heart, situations, environments, or connections that you love, or dreams or goals that you have, and changing your perspective of, well, if I just sit still, it'll come to me. And instead it's like, no, I need to go out there and go after it. Okay. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Okay. First card out, 10 of Swords. Putting an end to that. Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands, Page of Swords, and 5 of Cups. I think your reluctancy for some of you to change in a way that makes you more bold or something like that comes from a past experience or a string of experiences where you took that risk, you took that leap of faith, and you felt betrayed or lied to, or something crashed and burned and came to a terrible ending. I feel like no matter how long ago that 10 of Swords was for you, it still lingers within you, and it's made you resistant to being bold or brave or confident. And it's not every Pisces, so check another placement, but I've tapped into a group of you where sitting still is a hell of a comfort zone. You feel like it's your way of protecting you from the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Like if I just sit still at the Y point and I never go in any direction, I'm never going to feel pain again. But this group of Pisces are like, I'm tired of sitting still because I've been sitting still and nothing is really coming my way. I think what you're learning is in order for me to change my life, I need to be bold and brave now and take a step forward in whatever direction I want to go in. But it's almost like I can't sit idle anymore. Tell me about that 10 of Swords. What was that 10 of Swords in the past? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Star, the Death card, and the Devil. So a person, place, or thing that you thought was part of your happily ever after or part of your wish fulfillment, and it turned toxic, or you stayed in it far longer than you should have. There was some codependency there. Could have been financial, could have been emotional. You were afraid of leaving it for a while. I think you stayed in whatever that was longer than you should have, whatever situation, environment, or connection that was for you. I do think you've broken free from it. And because of that, you sort of been sitting still since then. I don't think that you've trusted a lot of other people. I'm not saying that you've completely isolated yourself from, humanity, but there's been very little trust. When something or someone you see as the star over a set amount of days, weeks, months, or even years goes from being the star to being the devil, it kind of shakes your faith in yourself, because you're like, wow, the last time I trusted someone, look how it turned out. The last time I entered a relationship, look how it turned out. So I can see why now you have some anxiety and why sitting still has been a comfort zone for you. But you have taken time to heal from that, and now you're ready to change. Now you're ready to embrace some new possibilities. Knight of Swords. So Queen of Swords, I think over the course of the next 4 weeks, that's what you're seeing. My past, number one, should not hold me back. And number two, doesn't dictate my future. Just because that job didn't work out or that relationship didn't work out doesn't mean the next one won't. Just because that business failed doesn't mean I shouldn't venture off and launch my own business. So I think in that Queen of Swords energy, that's kind of the clarity that you're having over the course of the next 4 weeks. And then you'll take the inspired action once again to restore or return to happiness. Trusting people again after a significant amount of time that you haven't. Tell me about that Knight of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 2 of Wands, the Judgment card, 2 cards here, 5 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. I think you're abandoning that whole feeling of playing it small, not wanting to trust others, not wanting to take a leap of faith. There's the Fool card. I think that's what you're abandoning. You're making the judgment call that I want to feel again. I want to feel love again. I want to feel inspired again. And it's the biggest act of self-love, right? Ace of Cups that I can do to move forward. I've tapped into a group of you where sitting still is no longer an option. You have some healthy boundaries, right? And maybe that was some lesson that you had to learn back there, but you're moving forward nonetheless. Tell me about that 3 of Cups. Tell me about that 3 of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. 7 of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Sun card. You're not allowing that past to hold you back or to sabotage. You're a lot smarter now. You'll be more strategic. You'll plan better. You'll look for the red flags. You'll have firm boundaries. You definitely know now how to speak up and defend yourself. Maybe that was something in the past you didn't do. But moving forward, you now have your eye on the prize. You're ready for change. You're realizing that the Sun, 10 of Cups or 10 of Pentacles won't just knock on your door and walk through that doorway right to come to you. It's something you have to create a plan and then take action on and pour some serious pentacle energy to move towards and to attain. But you're doing it. 7 of Cups, Justice, and the 6 of Cups. Hard lesson from that past soulmate or a string of soulmates. And they kept you stuck and they kept you stagnant for a while, right? They embedded a lot of fear in you. It's like you always wanted to take the leap of faith, but you played it small. No more. Times are changing. I'll get 3 cards of advice for you, but I don't really think you need it. I definitely have tapped into a group of you where over the next 4 weeks, you're going to create some type of plan here to get yourself out of your comfort zone. You're redefining happiness, because happiness no longer means sitting still and waiting for life to happen to you. You're now ready to get out there and make life happen. Big difference, big change here, embracing all the new possibilities that life has to offer. Congratulations on finding your courage, my friend. It was always within you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Empress, the 6 of Cups, and Justice. Look at you leveling up and ready for new soulmate, soul bond connections, new experiences, desiring to create, new memories, meet new people. I like this for you a lot. The Magician, the Hierophant, and Temperance. Wow, I got some heavy hitters here when it comes to major arcana cards. So I think you're going to take your time. I don't think you're rushing into anything, but you're now manifesting an entirely new world, one that looks very different from the one that you've been sitting still in for quite some time. So change is on the horizon for my Piscean collective. So proud of you, gathering the strength and courage you need to decide to get up, kind of pick yourself up from your bootstraps now and move in a new direction. Really ready. This is the most ready I have felt the Piscean collective. So congratulations. This is what you can expect over the course of the next 4 weeks. Change. Change. Not that's happening to you, but change that you are creating on your own, on your own terms and in your own time. So bravo to you, my friend. That is what I have for you. That is your Venus in Leo message. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.